Okay, so this is the demonstration slash tutorial video for lecture 11 in which I'm going to bring you to the Bureau of Labor Statistics website and show you some of the reports. So I'm just going to close this, open up a web browser, and so I've got our home page. So I'm going to type in www.bls.gov. I think I provided you a link that'll go directly to what we want to go to, but kind of want to show you the original home page. Now if we go into subjects, I just put the cursor over the arrow, it brings down and we've got inflation and prices, pay and benefits, spending time and use. In the middle we've got unemployment, employment, and here just hidden in the bottom is workplace injuries. I have a lot of students who have difficulty finding that. So now this is the link. I believe the link I provided goes directly to this page, which is injuries, illnesses, and fatalities. And the first thing I want to show you is over here on the right. It's got some more recent information. Here's the non-fatal injury information, total number of recordable cases. Again, this is an extrapolation of their survey data. So they survey a sample of companies from different industries and then they extrapolate them. So this isn't accurate, but it's statistically acceptable. I'll just say that. And so we can see some of the interesting numbers here about backs and strains and tears and falls. And then down here we've got the fatal data, how many occurred in 2013. And again, you need to always look and see the year. And the reports will let us know when when 2014's data is going to be available later this year. Roadway accidents are number one. Slips, trips, and fall probably number two. Homicides are probably number three. So, thank you, computer, for asking. That was nice of you. What I want to do now is just kind of show you where to find some of the reports here. What I always do, you can just scroll down, everything's here, but it gets kind of long, and sometimes students get confused and they go and try to create their own reports. But I'm just going to show you what we want to do, and that is I'm going to click here on current injury and illness fatality data. It's just going to move me down a few spots, and see I've got the revised fatality numbers here. And I've got the, wait, no, yeah, revised fatal, and then I've got the injury analysis. So this is the SOI report. So remember the CFOI, that's the fatality, it's here. So I've actually provided this for you, but if I was to click on this, it would bring me here, and I've got news releases, I've got the chart package, which I also provided to you. We've got previous years all the way back to 1992, it spans back to, but that looks like it's a combination year, so 2003 would be the last like full report. And you can scroll down, and then they'll have specific breakdowns of the data and provide additional statistics based on these different things: industry by event or exposure, industry by transportation incidents and homicides, industry by private sector. You can see, and they see they're all in PDF, and so you can open these if you're interested. It's whatever you're trying to look for is here. But what I did is I tried to provide you the overall industry report. It just kind of gives you a good idea. Then you go investigate further, research further if you're looking for a specific industry or a particular event or cause. So this is all the information on the CFOI, which is again is the census of fatal occupational injuries. And that's the fatality stuff. So I'm just gonna go back one click, and I'm gonna go to the non-fatal stuff, injury, illness. This is the SOI report, the survey of injury and illness. So here we've got all the industry. Yes, we got the summary news 2013 all the way back to 1994, supplemental release, and I did provide you with this stuff. And then again, just like the other page, we've got the 2013 stuff. And if I keep scrolling down, I'll go 2012 and then 2011 all the way down. Okay. So I'll go to the 2013. It's just going to be down a page here. It's got text and tables. I hit PDF. And it brings up the report I gave to you. It was published on December 4th of 2014. So we may have to wait until somewhere between October and December of this year to get the 2014 numbers. It gives you a nice little summary of what it was the year before and what it is now. And they had some errors in their 2011 and 2012, so these things have been kind of delayed. That's why I said possibly as early as October. Well, I think we get the fatality report in August. And it could be anywhere from July to September, really. It depends on how things are going. They give you some key findings. And what I want to do is, you remember we talked about incidence rates in the lecture video, and we're also going to talk about them when we get into the OSHA log because the way we calculate incidence rates, and see I've got the word right here. The way we calculate this is based on what is on the OSHA log, and we'll talk about the OSHA log in the next lecture. But if I scroll down to table 1, which is where, oh look at, remember that if you remember in my Kobe talk, yeah, that's the picture I used. I used a device to cut and paste that out of there. Okay, table 1, incidence rates of non-fatal occupational injuries and illnesses by case type and ownership for selected industries in 2013. So you see we've got the industry name here, but here we've got something called the NAICS code. Stands for North American Industrial Classification System code. Thank you, computer, for asking. And so we can go down. They only go up to, I believe, 3 digits, whereas in the fatalities they may go all the way up to the 6 digits. It's just what they're trying to do is there was just so much data, and they can only survey so much that the furthest they could extrapolate the data was to 3 figures. So these are very generalized. Um, some it doesn't really matter. Some it does matter. The one that I know it does matter is 623. That's where I did a lot of my research when I was in grad school. 623, it's nursing and residential care facilities. Those types of businesses can vary drastically. And so these numbers are somewhat underrepresentative of how I don't want to say, yeah, I can say hazardous some of these facilities can be. But we got hospitals here, ambulatory health, and they used to actually throw schools into one of these. Oh, see, look at they got education, health services, and it's just the numbers are very, very different. So, the one last thing I'd wanted to show you is the calculation of incidence rates. And forgive me, but I'm going to use the search bar to find that. I provided you two links, and yay, they came up. One is how to compute your firm's incidence rate for safety management, and so you can kind of read about it. It gives you more information about incidence rates, and you're going to want to read this now and when we talk about OSHA record keeping, because this is really good. BLS publishes it. OSHA really just kind of talks about it, but they don't like give you the data that you can play with. And then we've got the calculator, which you might want to play with. Come on up, calculator, so I can show it to my class. Thank you. So you enter in the number of hours worked, because that's what you put in the denominator. You put in the total number of injuries. You put the number of cases involving days away from work, and then the cases with job transfer. And again, these two combined are the DART. This one alone is LWDIR. Altogether, the total case, and then you can select the year. You can select your area. Oh, it's got it broken down by state, and whether you're private, state, local, and then calculate your results. And so you could do that if you wanted to kind of play around with it. Again, the incidence rate calculation is oh, come on. I'm just gonna I apologize for this, and I'm just gonna try and blow this up so you can see it better. So the incidence rate is equal to the number of cases. So whether that's days away, restricted transfer, or just recordable. So no lost time, but still beyond the first aid, multiplied by 200,000, which is the constant in the incidence rate calculation, representing uh, 50 hours a week times by 40 hours. Working 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year is where you get the 200,000. I believe that's right. Let's see, because it gets down to hours, correct. So I'm just going to do a fancy or not underline. Apologize, everybody. And then the denominator, is it going to let me? Is I forgot. I'm sorry, everybody. Hours worked. And so it's the number of cases times by 200,000 divided by hours work, and that gives us our incidence rate, the number of new cases of injury per year, and we can compare that to our industry in which we work using the Bureau of Labor Statistics, either the calculator or going to the actual data here within the report, and we can compare it and we can kind of see how we're doing. As I had said in the video, or I'm going to say in the next video, the total case incidence rate is not super reliable because we have a lot of non-risk hours in there. The DART incidence rate tends to be more robust and more representative, but it's also representing the more severe injury cases within the company. So it's just one particular point of view. And nobody should use their incidence rate as a pure representation of the performance of their safety program because it's many, many other things. It's just one particular indicator, like height, weight, speed, strength, things like that. So I hope this is helpful. I want you to go to this and play with the Bureau of Labor Statistics, see what you can find, and I'll provide you with some additional links and information so you can understand it better.